And good morning and welcome to Five Nations Playoffs 2024. We're here in Fenton Manor Leisure Centre. I'm Dork Mistress.
And I'm Liam Needsom.
And we've got our producer, Cherry Mike Dropyer. We're here to give you the second game today. There is 8 games today. The action is thick and fast. We have Nottingham Roller Derby playing Devon Roller Derby. This is the Tier 3 Central winner, Nottingham, playing this Tier 3 West second place, Devon. Would you like us to run through the Nottingham roster, Liam?
Oh, of course. So Nottingham skating in green today. They are number 11 Helen Back, 117 Skate Bush, 121 Mac, 1837 Pucker Up, 19 Coincident, 212 Blocky, 29 Brio Hazard, 300 Greek Frightening, 314 Chloroblast, 451 Betty Malseizure, 541 Rudd, 72 Catastrophe, 85 Ruth Hertz, 88 Tanya, and the captain, number 911 Crash Call.
And Devon are playing in white, and we have 0 Smokes, 06 Dizzy, 128 Anosaurus Rex, 13 Blockwell, 130 Casey Crusham, 1981 Northern Last, 26 Axel Toes, 275 Whippity Split, 317 Kirsty, 55 Sandy Surfwax, 6 Alcatraz, 73 Escate, 84 Dirty Ballerina, 87 Kimmy Crusher, and 97 Storm Chaser. So, Flat Track Stacks Europe, Nottingham coming in ranked 74, Devon ranked 79, and it's giving us about 62% chance of a win. Have you seen either team play this year through Five Nations?
Not this year. I saw Nottingham a couple of times last year because they were in the same tier as North Wales, so they finished third that year. So that was, I believe, it's the first time in a number of years they haven't made playoffs last year. So they're back with a bang this year, having won 100% of their games. So.
Fantastic. And I got to see Devon qualify for playoffs. They played Bridgend in a winner-takes-all match for that second playoff space in Tier 3 West. Devon with a quite a devastating win against Bridgend, 202 to 67 against a very strong team. So it'll be interesting to see these two teams on track.
So it looks like we're going to be starting with Brio Hazard for Nottingham. And that is Salcatraz with the star for Devon. So everyone just congregating nicely around the jam line here.
So these two teams playing for place in the Tier 3 playoff semi-finals, and we're going to get underway. It's that nervous anticipation.
5 seconds away now. Smooks with the pivot cover on there, trying to mess things up on the pack, and so it's lead after Salcatraz, but she is followed out of the pack by Brio Hazard. So first lead of the day goes to Devon. Salcatraz hits that wall, picks up, I believe that's 1 point, calls the jam. 2 points, 2-0 start to Devon. Sorry.
So if you're watching this on recording, we have to apologise. We do not have the layover. What's the word?
Oh, yes, we don't. I didn't notice we don't have a little graphic in the top corner.
So we will keep you up to date with times and points, because we can see the scoreboard. You can see it very small up in the top left-hand of the corner of the screen. But we will give you reminders, and we are underway again.
So it's Whippity Split with a star for Devon, and that's Rudd for Nottingham, who takes their first lead of the game. Whippity Split, they're just being held back. Oh no, it's been a star pass. So it's now Kimmy Crusher with the star for Devon. Rudd picks up 4 points there. Signals to the bench to call it.
Nottingham see the danger and call that jam. It was a good star pass and good timing from Devon, forcing that call off. But that's taken Nottingham to 4, Devon on 2 points.
So that's Anosaurus Rex with the star for Devon up against Skatebush.
What a great skate name.
I'm trying to think of how to fit in skating up that hill early in. I mean, it's not the flattest track I've ever skated on, but skate bush looked to go inside, but is now taking the outside line. But
that's great reforming by Devon in front of the Nottingham jammer.
Oh, I believe we have our first power jam of the day. So Anasaurus Rex just stepping on in front of a recycling blocker there, and so is a power jam and lead to Nottingham now.
So this is a great chance for Nottingham to open up a bit of a gap in these first few jams, state their intention loud and clear, trying on the outside line.
So Skatebush now just one blocker between her and 4 points, but Devon now reforming that 2 wall in front of her. She's just trying to push them out of play here.
Great bridging by Devon, holding the Nottingham jammer. That's pretty much, I think, just one pass on that. No, not even one pass in that penalty.
That's an excellent penalty killing from Devon there. So that skate is out for 4 points, and Allosaurus Rex also out of a pack now, eligible to pick up points. The Skatebrush picks up another 4 points, calls it off, keeps Devon on 0 points, so that is now a 10-point game, 12-2.
Yeah. So, 12 points to 2. That was a great chance for Nottingham to open a wide gap, but Devon didn't let that go as much as I think Nottingham wanted it to.
Now, a power jam can be quite devastating, but that's excellent defensive work there by Devon. So yeah, just an 8-0 jam is quite a good return when you've had 30 seconds without a jammer. I believe this is Brio Hazard up jamming for the second time today for Nottingham, and that is Casey Crusham up for the first time for Devon, and they take the lead jammer. So the start is off for Brio Hazard now, looking for either to pass to their pivot or just make the other blockers think that she's a blocker.
But it's a forearms penalty for the Devon jammer, so we're back in a Nottingham power jam, second jam in a row.
So that, as she was lead jammer, we will have the full 2 minutes in this jam. So the start is back on ahead of Brio Hazard, who is completed their initial pass and eligible to pick up points, which they are doing right now. So Nottingham can eat into this. Nottingham are actually leading. Sorry, so Nottingham can extend their lead despite not having lead jam. So we've still got a minute left in this jam.
So Devon trying to save their points by speeding the pack up, but Nottingham also have one of the Devon blockers trying to hold that pack back.
So jammer is now back on track. Oh, lovely little bean dip around the blocker on the outside there. But, Casey Crusham picking up 4 points there for Devon to try and keep them within reach of Nottingham.
And the pack just quite split on that straightaway. Obviously, Nottingham trying to hold back the Devon jammer, but not able to put up as much as I expected on that pass.
So appear to be 2 Devon blockers giving a bit of offense there, so focusing on trying to get their jammer out, and Devon blocker escate holding back Brio Hazard there.
That was an amazing block from, I think, Greek Frightening. Just an incredible hit on his skate, but meant that their jammer could jump back on track quickly. So that is now 28 points, 16 points for Nottingham in that last jam. Devon on 10, and we are 24 minutes left in this half.
So we've got Rudd up jamming again and now for Nottingham, and I believe that's Salcatraz. Salcatraz, I think, started the game, got lead jammer. So.
And the pack congregating up on the pivot line, which is not something we see very often.
No, I like to give their jammers a bit of a run up at it.
And it's paid off, Nottingham picking up lead.
And I can hear it looks like a back block penalty against Salcatraz, so it will be a third successive power jam to Nottingham.
I was going to say that's 3 jammer penalties for Devon in the first 6 minutes of this game. And that's the story. That's explaining that points
I
differential.
think we've got a jammer switcheroo here. Oh, no, I thought it looked like Rudd's foot went out on the inside line. I thought the jam ref had blown for that, but no. Ignore me. So once again, Devon doing a great job of holding the power jam back. It still haven't picked up the 4 points. And they've just pushed Rudd to the inside and recycling them all the way back that pivot, trying to get past Catastrophe. Yes.
It is strong defensive work from Devon, but that's the third jam in a row that they've had to take that role. And Nottingham picking up 4 points, taking them to 32.
Yeah, once again, just being restricted to 4 points on the power jam. So excellent defensive work from Devon, really.
So we have a official review has been called by Devon. So we will let you know what the results of that are once we've got information from our amazing house team.
My money's on track cut on the inside against a jammer.
Yeah. So yes, I think I concur, but we are not referees, so we could be wildly wrong.
Well, I ref the occasional North Wales scrim and miss a heck of a lot. It's very difficult being a referee. There's so much to pay attention to.
And while we're here, we can talk about our wonderful referees. So our on-skates officials are Nat Safe for Work, Gins, May K. Call, Strapping Young Beard, Cookie Dough, Dick Van Stripe, Max Payne and Polly.
And off skates we have Gaston, Bane in the ass, Gaston again, Otter Chaos, Errington, Denial, Esme Weatherwax, OU, Emma O and Juggernaut. And
we cannot do this tournament without these wonderful officials. So these first few minutes, I think it's been unexpected.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. It's a 22-point lead, which is a bit bigger than I was expecting.
Yep.
I would say the 3 power jams haven't helped, but defensively, that they've only really accounted for 12 points.
It could have been worse. It was that 16 point. Half of Nottingham's points came from that one jam.
Yes.
So I think power jams have not helped, but it could be worse. So I think the key, if Devon want to change momentum, is they have to keep their jammer on the track. I mean, leads are split. Our producer's just given us a fabulous stat. So Nottingham have had 3 leads and Devon have had 2. So it's fairly evenly split in this early in the game. It's all about those penalties.
Yeah, so but when Devon have had lead, they've scored 2 points in the first jam, and then they had the power jam and lost lead, and they were outscored 16-8. So so having leads not always crack up to be for Devon.
No, and we've talked about their defensive work, but I've also seen times when I think they're still all maybe getting used to being in this hall early on a Saturday morning. I think there's been times when walls could have been a bit tighter. Jammers have been not facing that much difficulty in getting through.
Yeah, so it is quite early in the morning, and like we both know, it's having to wake up and get here to announce is hard enough. Getting here to skate, very hard, I imagine. So.
And as we said, these two teams are playing for a place in the semi-final. That will be at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Yes,
and they will be playing the winners of the game on track 1, which is Severn Torrent against Cambridge Rollerbillies, which at half-time is 97-42 to the Rollerbillies.
It's a bit of a surprise. Severn Roller Torrent have been dominant in their tier this year.
Yes, they won 100% of their games, and I believe they were in the same tier as Devon, weren't they?
They were, and so this is, sort of my tier, and actually I benched against SRT last year, and I think they've been underranked.
Really?
Would have so far. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant for the last 2 years in their tier in playoffs. Just beating everybody by significant amounts of points. So I'm a bit surprised by that.
Yeah. And so the downside to, if you win today, you get another 2 games this weekend.
Yes.
If you lose, that's it, your weekend's over. And if you, say, travelled 6-7 hours from Devon to get to Stoke, that's a bit of a kick in the teeth, really.
But it looks as though the official review has concluded, and both jammers on track. So we're waiting to get the update on what that official review, but I can't see any changes.
No, the pivot was already in the penalty box, so if it was querying the potential track cut on the inside. The jammer is still on track, and that is actually Skate Bush again, who I believe it was Skate Bush picked up 16 points for one time for jam so far.
That was Betty Malsesia.
That was Betty Malsesia.
With a really nice hit out and recycle. That's what I was going to talk about. So I just thought it was just so slick.
And a fourth power jam in a row to Nottingham. Skate Bush
and that's
out of a pack.
Cut track penalty.
And that is a whippity split on the way to the penalty box for Nottingham. For Devon, sorry. I can't get my head around Devon not wearing green at the moment. They should be in green, and I don't know why. I always think Nottingham should be in red, despite the fact they've never worn red. So
I think we should do all of the teams should wear the colours we want them to wear.
Exactly. Everyone should wear purple or leopard print. Skate Bush here picking up 4 points.
So we've got Devon forming the wall up front as you'd expect, and you can just see the offence waiting to go in. That's 3-1-4. That's a Chloroblast going in with the offence. Frees up the Nottingham jammer.
So Whippity split back on track. That's an 8-point power jam to Nottingham, their biggest one of the day so far. There's 2 Devon blockers in the box, 1 Nottingham blocker. So Skate Bush only has 2 blockers to deal with here. So racking up points currently, the lead stands at 30 points. Make that 34? Well, yeah, 34, because that is Whippity split now completed their initial pass. Skate Bush calls out jam to lock Devon into 0 points for the jam. 44-10.
So 12 points, second highest scoring jam so far this game. Nottingham have all the momentum. Devon have all the penalties. We keep saying it, but it's just having such an impact on the game. Yeah. If your jammer's not out, they can't score points. Official timeout's just been called.
We currently have 2 blockers apiece in the box, so the jammers have a little bit lighter work.
I always like the phrase mini packs. We have a mini pack.
The short track rolls, there'll be only 2 jammers. So once things get back up, it's Biohazard. I assume it's Biohazard, not Biohazard. I've been mispronouncing that all game so far. I apologise to Biohazard there. And that looks like Anasaurus Rex with the star for Devon. Who we got? Is that Greek Frightening on the...
yes.
Yeah, love watching Greek Frightening. Of course, went to last World Cup with, surprisingly, Greece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see them at the next World Cup.
Absolutely. I'm sure we will see many of the people here on the track or, spectating. It's going to be a fantastic event. So, and that's in July next year, not that we're getting excited.
Innsbruck in Österreich. So, it's a nice holiday, if nothing else. So, Biohazard up against Anasaurus Rex. Oh, Greek Frightening sending Anasaurus Rex to the outside on that corner. And Biohazard once again picks up lead for Nottingham.
And again, look, the pack, not what you'd expect, very distant and sort of spread apart, but Nottingham's still able to effectively one-on-one block.
Yeah, so it doesn't help when you got half of the pack trying to come back on track on the corner and trying to reform it. So, but yeah, it's a 4-point jam there, calls the jam. That's something Nottingham are doing extremely well is, well, of course, once you've got lead, you can control the other jammers scoring as well as contributing to your own scoring. So.
I think it's been probably a good 5 jams since Devon's put any points on the board.
Wow.
Yeah, so the momentum is clearly with Nottingham at this early stage, but there's plenty of time to change that around.
On a positive point, no power jam in that jam. So who we got up? We got Rudd up against, I believe that is Casey Crusham for Devon.
And the Nottingham pivot just going to the penalty box.
Oh, Casey Crusham takes the lead for Devon. It's been a while since we've had a lead.
But look at that sort of race forward from the Nottingham pack and to hold back Casey Crusham. That was a fantastic piece of defensive blocking. So now Nottingham's jammers out first, even though Devon had lead. Yep. That was fantastic defense.
Amazing defense. So our first double bagel of the game, 0-0, and the score remains 48 points to 10, 18 and a half minutes left in the first half. So, looks like we've got Skatebush up against, I believe that's Salcatraz once again. For Nottingham and Devon respectively. Nottingham with 2 blockers in the box. So in theory, Salcatraz should have a slightly easier time. Their wall is just trying to line up either side of the Nottingham blockers there to pinch them into the middle. But
they weren't able to hold back as much as they wanted. So Nottingham able to reform up front. The offense goes in. Salcatraz is out.
2 lead jams in a row for Devon now. So
I think they heard me when I said they hadn't put points on the board.
Yeah, and there's a point as the Nottingham pivot heads to the penalty box.
Again, Nottingham with 2 now 3 blockers on track.
Skatebush with a star in hand, but no pivot to pass to because they're currently in the penalty box. And that's 8 points now on the board for Devon, their joint highest scoring jam of the day. So
Kirsty did a fantastic hit on the Nottingham jammer to the inside, and the jammer's only just recovered, and it's been about 10 seconds. That was devastating.
And Skatebush is now out of the pack. Spent a minute on their initial jam, which is quite exhausting. And Devon pick up some more points, I believe. Just waiting to see officially how many. That's another 3 points, so that's 11 points for that jam. 11-0 for Devon.
So that's 21 points now to Devon and 48 to Nottingham, and we've got just under 17 minutes left in this half. Fantastic to see Devon having, worked out how to deal with Nottingham a bit better and keep the jammer on track, and it's paying off. We have a game now.
We do. Is this a comeback? So it is Biohazard who takes lead for Nottingham, and it is Whippy Split currently in the pack. Now out. Oh no, it's a power jam to Nottingham.
I cursed it, didn't I?
I like to think we both cursed it. It was a joint effort. But the Nottingham pivot there, Devon pivot sending the jammer to the outside. But Biohazard back on track, dancing her way through the pack, and there's 4 points on the board for the Nottingham Arrows. So that Devon pivot I mentioned is Kimmy Crusher. So
and again, we're seeing quite spread apart walls, but again, great bridging from Devon, pushing out, trying to hold back Nottingham jammer for every last second.
So Biohazard out of the pack, picking up 8 points. Whippy Split back on track now, trying to fight their way out of the pack. They do fight their way out, completing an initial pass, now eligible to pick up points. But of course, Biohazard says no points for you, calls the jam. So it is 60 points to 41, 12-0, cancelling out that 11-0 jam that we just saw from Devon.
Anything you can do, I can do better, is what that was. 16 out of 21, 15 minutes left in this half, so we're a quarter of a way through the game.
Time flies when you're having fun. We have Rudd for Nottingham up against Anasaurus Rex. I believe Rudd has a 100% lead ratio so far.
Oh!
And if that's true, then they have maintained about Anasaurus Rex. What have you seen, Dork?
So it was just on the inside line, was left wide open for the Devon jammer, but then one Nottingham blocker just went in and ruined the day, and I was like, that was beautiful.
It did some lovely pirouetting toe-stop work to keep in bounds. So
that's 1 point for Nottingham,
Wow, just a one before we call that dead. So.
Well, both jammers were so close to each other. 1 point is all you can really go for.
You can't risk it.
No, because it is only 40 points between the two teams, and we still have 45 minutes of gameplay. So, it is still close.
It sounds like a lot in football and rugby terms, but in roller derby terms, no, not really.
No, nothing really.
So, Skatebush with a star for Nottingham, pushing out 3 wall. Out of bounds. Oh, no, they just managed to shunt her into the infield there before she can take lead. So it's Casey Crusham with the star for Devon and lead jammer for Devon.
That was a huge hit. That was a barrel roll for the Nottingham jammer.
Skatebush reaching out with that star towards their pivot. Oh, in fact, they have been given a penalty. So is this Devon's first power jam of the day?
Yes, it is. I think this is the first jammer penalty for Nottingham.
So
And that was a direction penalty called on number 11, Helen Black, for Nottingham.
So it's a power jam and only 2 Nottingham blockers on track.
Yeah, and so Casey Crusham is the jammer for Devon. This is the 3rd time that they've got lead in 3 jams.
Really?
So they've got 100% lead jammer percentage at the moment.
Oh.
Our eagle-eyed producer noticing that fact.
So yes, Casey Crusham just already put 4 points on the board. Looking for another 4, but they're being held back there by Mack so far with a pivot on for Nottingham. And the cavalry has returned to the track for Nottingham. Well, except for Mack, who's now just been sent to the penalty box. Skatebush still on their initial pass here.
So Devon just trying to score as many points as they can. Can they complete another pass?
Oh, Skatebush's foot went out to bounds there before they rolled. So once again we have a Devon power jam, 2 Nottingham blockers in the box.
But only 1 second left in the jam. There's the whistle, so we will be starting on a power start for Devon. But also 12 points in that last jam.
So
There was a whistle at the end. There has been a timeout called by Nottingham. Oh, that's clever.
yeah,
That's clever bench strategy, because Devon just had this great jam. They're going to start on a power start. I'm going to deflate all of that momentum and have a timeout.
excellent bench work. So I believe Devon will have roughly 30 seconds at the start of his jam with a power jam and 1 of the blockers in the box. So I can see the pivots currently standing, but
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be pack advantage to Devon on a power start. That's a bit of a dream scenario for any team. And we've got the bench going into the middle for Devon. So waiting to see if they're just waiting to ask for anything.
it's Captain Caveman, I believe, bench for Devon.
It is, yes. You will be seeing them later today playing for the Kings of Block and Roll.
Oh, did we well. I saw them playing down in Sus earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So it's Alcatraz with the star looking to take advantage of the numerical superiority on track for Devon, currently trailing by 28 points, I believe, if my mental maths is correct.
It is right, yes, 28 points. So 33 for Devon, 61 for Nottingham. Wow, so 6 jammer penalties for Devon, 1 jammer penalty for Nottingham. Well, two
in that one jam.
Yeah, 2 in that one jam. That tells the story of the score. Because I think both teams have been equally matched in terms of defence capability. You know, the jammers are all very agile and are getting round. But, 5 jammer penalties difference is where that 28 points is coming from. I know we keep saying it, but, that's a very high level of jammer penalties. And this could play into when it gets towards the end of the game. If you've got a jammer on 5 or 6...
A lovely inside sweep there to release Alcatraz. It's exactly how you want to start this. You do not want to be spending 30 seconds stuck in the pack. And there's 4 points.
Lovely.
And we still have a blocker and a jammer in the box. Mack is heading back to track.
Lovely positional blocking. Don't need to hit, just need to be in the right place.
I believe they picked up another 4 points there. Skatebush heading back to track. Star is currently in hand, so they will either be looking to pass it to Mack or just fool the other blockers into thinking, I'm one of you, you can let me through, I'm not a threat.
And that's the danger. They dropped the helmet cover, but they've picked it back up. But, no. It's a forearms penalty for Alcatraz, so it is now a power jam to Nottingham, and this will be a 2-minute jam, just as Nottingham pass the star.
So Mack is the jammer now for Nottingham. With 20-point differential as things currently stand. Devon have put up 8 points in this jam. But there's Mack putting 4 in reply for Nottingham. So previously, when we've seen a Nottingham Power Jam, they've been restricted just to 4 points each time by the Devon wall. But
apart from that 16-point jam.
well, yeah, but
so actually, Salcatraz is second in the Tier 3 West for the amount of points scored as a jammer. So, this is kind of what you'd expect Salcatraz to be putting the points on.
So Salcatraz is back on track, but I believe how many passes? That's 3 passes that have taken place whilst they were in a penalty box. So 73 to 41 at the moment.
But Salcatraz is out, so interesting to see whether Nottingham are going to play it long.
I think Mac, it's been a bit of a revelation in this.
Yeah.
four passes. Is that the highest individual?
Equal.
Oh, equal. Yeah, we did
Equal.
have a 16 to 18 earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, so it's a 16-point jam for Nottingham, taking them to 77, but 12 points for Devon, taking them to 45. So thankfully, sort of on both sides, I imagine they wanted either a closer gap or a bigger gap, but they didn't get it.
But if you were starting the jam with your jammer and 2 blockers in the box and being told you're going to win this jam by 4 points, you'd take that, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
There's Biohazard now with the lead for Nottingham, and it's whippity split once again with a star for Devon. But whippity split just coming shoulder to shoulder with Chloroblast there.
But the rest of the pack didn't see the Devon jammer coming through. They literally unopposed until that last block. And again, the Nottingham pack were not ready for the speed that the Devon jammer was coming round in.
They were set up positionally, just they couldn't react to the change of direction and change of pace. So there's 3 points, I believe. It's again Chloroblast hitting the jammer off with a shoulder check there.
So 3 points to Devon, 4 to Nottingham. So it's 48 for Devon, 81 for Nottingham, and we have 8 minutes left in this half.
So we got Rudd up against Anasaurus Rex. Anasaurus Rex trying to take the inside line, coming into contact with Blocky there for Nottingham. Rudd finding some space on the inside line, takes a lead for Nottingham. And that's Blocky recycling the jammer all the way to the back there.
Excellent waste of time in that recycle. And a big hit out to the outside.
Yeah, everyone on the outside of the track there. Oh, we have had a star pass. So we got Smokes, the captain, with the star for Devon. The bench shouting to call it, and call it they do. So, how many points were scored there? 2 points, I believe, is being held up by the referee at the moment. Yep, so 2 points to 0.
You have better eyesight than I do. So 2 points to Nottingham takes them to 83. So it is now 35 points between the two teams. I did not know that one of the skills I would need from school is the able to do addition and subtraction in my head.
It's like the teachers didn't warn us, but we wouldn't have a calculator in our pocket. Anyway, Mac with a star. Well, starting with jam with a star for the first time. They took the star in the last jam, so, and I said they were a revelation, and they've taken lead now. They've done themselves a disservice there, because if you don't want to jam, don't jam well. Oh, lovely footwork
but
there.
Fantastic block pack work by Nottingham, separating out the Devon blockers so they couldn't form a wall. So Mac just had to skate around and pick up the points. That was beautiful. 3 points for Nottingham in that jam, taking them to 86.
6.5-ish minutes left in the first half. It's gone really fast.
Always does when it's good roller derby.
That's what we like to see. Lovely roller derby. So Biohazard, and it's going to be Salcatraz. Everyone congregating around the pivot line. The box is clear. And Biohazard, Waverley, Jammer there for Nottingham once again. Salcatraz just dances through there, gets a little bit of space made from pivot. Biohazard out the pack, calls the jam. Absolutely merciless. Just
I love that. And it's great. And it's absolutely true from that jam. So 4 points for Nottingham, taking them to 90 points. And that's 5 minutes 26 seconds left on this half.
So if my mental maths is correct, in 6 points' time, Nottingham will have exactly twice as many points as Devon, if Devon don't add any points themselves.
Oh, you made that complex for yourself.
Yeah, I like to make things complex. And well, Devon have got lead jammer now, so that's going to hold that one back a bit. It's going to be venturing into territory where I can't do mental maths. I'll need a spreadsheet soon. But anyway, that is Whippity split now with lead for Devon.
And this is the first time we've seen this in a while, where both teams are doing sort of traditional tripod work, but it's being really effective. And actually, this has been the biggest sort of hold-up of the jammers that we've probably seen in some time. Also, this is Devon's first lead in 4 jams.
So I think it helps with the tripod's case when you don't have any offense trying to disrupt your work, as neither side did then. But,
and we will start with 2 Devon blockers in the box, so Nottingham with pack advantage. Devon picking up 4 points in that jam, closing the gap down to 52, now playing 90. So that is 38 points between the 2 teams.
Yes, it is. Yep, I had to mentally do very quickly. So we've got Mac again now, so this is
and as you say, did a fantastic job when the helmet cover was swapped and is now on the main jammer rotation.
Yeah, that's, if you do well, you get rewarded in roller derby.
I'm not
or
sure.
Or punished, whichever way you want to look at it. But Mac is out, but Allosaurus Rex is just behind him. So it'll probably be a points and a quick call-off. And if they can lock the 2 Devon blockers in the box as well.
Look at that pack speed.
Yeah, Devon doing a great job of just speeding that up, keeping away from blockers.
Oh, but that was also very clever tactics by Nottingham to hit one of the blockers off. The other blocker had to stop to keep the pack.
Oh, lovely.
So that was lovely. That was really clever.
And it's also a power jam now to Nottingham. So Mac deciding not to call it when she got the 4 points and has been rewarded again with that. So with a power jam. Oh, that deemed to be a legal hit there. So, and Mac is out of the pack. Has 4 points, 8 points in the jam now to Mac. 2 points away from the century point.
But Devon also now with a blocker on their way to the box. Opposition going in for Nottingham.
Yes, that was Pucker up there with the attempted sweep there, but Devon just managed to hold out and reform, and only losing 4 points whilst the jammer was in the box there. So they have lost 12 points in this jam so far, but only 4 of those were during the power jam. So Allosaurus Rex stashes the star, takes the inside line, and picks up 2 points there. So. Oh, it's in fact Mac is in a penalty box, so it's a jammer. Well, not jammer switcheroo because the jammer wasn't in the box at the time.
It's a power jam, and also there was this wonderful dodge to the side round the wall, but unfortunately, then the pack reformed in front of the Devon jammer, and the jam came to an end. 14 points for Nottingham, taking them over 100 to 104. 4 for Devon on 56 now, and we've got 1 minute 30 left in this first half. And the word I was thinking of earlier was overlay. We don't have the overlay.
Yes, we do not.
So that's why we're giving you these frequent updates. So some facts. So Mac, the jammer that we've been glowing about, only recently came into play as a jammer following that star pass, as we said, and they've been really phenomenal.
Been an absolute revelation. Casey Crusham taking a lead for Devon whilst Mac is currently stood in the penalty box. Mac now out of the penalty box. So I'm not really sure that counts as a penalty kill, so to speak.
Oh, but that agility absolutely wrong-footed the Devon wall, like they weren't there. That was beautiful.
So that Mac is out of a pack and eligible to pick up points, but Casey Crusham running the jam by the looks so far.
Yeah, and Devon speeding the pack up. So interesting tactics. You wouldn't necessarily expect that, because if you're speeding the pack up, you're less able to defend.
Yeah. And
But
you're less
look
able to
at
get
that.
points yourself.
Look at that hit out on Mac from turn 4 all the way back to turn 3.
Soul destroying when you're a jammer.
Yeah. Yeah, and Devon, as you say, running this long.
It must just be just wanting to get into half time. They are leading by 4 points at the moment, so if they can get into half time with a 4-point win in the jam, then they have called the jam, so it will be the half time break.
Yes, so that was 12 points for Devon in that jam, taking them to 68. Nottingham on 110, picking up 6 points. So going into the half-time with the momentum is Devon, but it's been a really interesting first half. It's been a story of penalties, jammer penalties, and good defence from both teams, but I think the penalties are scoring that difference. We will be back in about 15 minutes. I've been Dork Mistress.
I've been Liam Needson.
And we've got Cherry Mike Drop here as our producer.
2 or 3 jammer penalties, possibly. I'm just off the top of my head. Anyway, Rudd. Oh, as Rudd has put a foot out of bounds there, so now we have our first jammer switcheroo of the game.
I prefer jammer hokey cokey.
Hokey cokey, I've never heard that one. I
Yeah,
love that.
one jammer in, one jammer out, in, out, shake it all about.
Of course, you will see for the uninitiated, Casey Crushing was straight out of the pack, even though they still had less than 10 seconds to run in their penalty. And Rudd will serve the same amount of time, so just over 20 seconds in the penalty box. So it's not a full power jam.
Although, if you are watching this game at 9:30 on a Saturday morning, it is likely that you are in the roller derby world.
Exactly. Yeah.
And a good thing to have you here too with us. This is a fantastic game.
But if you... In the future, this will be broadcast live on YouTube. Not live, so it'll be broadcast for free on YouTube. So we will have some derby newbies watching this. Anyway, Rudd is back on track. Casey Crushing is picking up points. A blocker apiece in the box, so in theory a nice, slightly easier time for jammers. Casey Crushing doing some nice spinning and pirouetting just in front of us there. And this jam is just inching towards its natural conclusion.
And Nottingham now completing 3 scoring passes on the 4th, 2 blockers, just dodges around like they're not there.
Is that the end of the jam?
Yes, that is the end of the jam, because the jam ref has their hands up. So we have 2 tracks next to each other, and so there are a lot of whistles. So sometimes we are not always sure whether our jam has ended or the other jam has ended.
Yeah, I was also slightly confused as the official scoreboard seemed to be about 20 seconds into the space between jams. So I think our jam lasted 2.5 minutes.
And as you can see, the officials are discussing, and we're in an official timeout, so I'm sure they will resolve that. But 12 points for Nottingham in that jam extends their lead out to 41 points, 146. Devon on 105, 18 and a half minutes left, and we are in this official timeout. You can see both benches are there, so they want to know what is happening.
Demanding answers.
In a lurking manner, not actually going up and demanding answers. But, you know, that is just one of the things, technology, you know, yada yada.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be a scoreboard operator. I've heard it's the worst position in roller derby other than jam timing.
So I did it for the first time at that game in Sus.
Really?
That was the first time I did it, and I really enjoyed it. But then I like having the overview of the game because I commentate. And we have overlay.
Hey.
Congratulations. Thank you, Real Time Events, who are amazing and provide us stream.
As if by magic, when you say the word overview, the overlay appears.
Yes. So, and we are very grateful to all of the volunteers. I mean, to put it in context, there's probably over 100 people here this weekend who've given their time and money to make this event happen. And when you think of it in those numbers, it's quite terrifying.
I think compared to football, all you need is one referee and...
You need linesmen.
There you go. Well, yeah, they're always helpful. Okay, 3 referees, maybe a 4th official.
But also,
still.
if you have roller derby, why would you watch football?
Well, exactly.
Roller derby is live. So, interesting stat being fed from Cherry Mike Drop here. Both jammers got 100% lead. Both jammers lined up 100% lead this half. So
that's Mac, and I believe it's
Salcatraz? Yes, it's Salcatraz. So yes, as you'd expect, these are two high-scoring jammers. They've been really standouts for us in this game so far.
Something has to give for these 100% records.
Yes, that's a good point. This is it. The 100% record is at stake in this jam.
It's jeopardy. Should we put money on it?
No.
Should we put some Haribo on? Who's gonna?
A Haribo is a currency that I can get behind.
I have some gummy worms in my bag. I bet you 3 gummy worms that Mac will have 100% lead.
I'll bet you a Welsh cake.
A Welsh? I love Welsh cake. I get Pixel to cook it. If
I've got them in my bag.
Have you? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So, not very common known fact, I bring Welsh cakes to all the tournaments because there are some people here who understand the joy of Welsh cakes.
Yeah.
And so I'm the Welsh cake dealer. Yeah.
Half of Nottingham's roster are jammers.
Wow. Interestingly, also Devon's roster, some of them you'll see later is in the Kings of Block and Roll.
So we have we even have more statistics. Anyway, Mac is lead jammer, so I'm owed a Welsh cake.
Yes, you are owed a Welsh cake.
Yes. I'll give you some gummy worms anyway.
But Salcatraz is out and approaching to score, and that forces the jam to be called up. So if you are newer to roller derby and you've now seen the overlay, you saw some green and red blocks up against the teams and the numbers. That's telling you who's on track and whether they're on the track or whether they're in the penalty box. Green, they're on the track, red, they're in the penalty box. So you can see straight away who's in and also what they've been there for. If you are a nerd and have memorised all of the penalty codes, we will try and decode those for you as we go.
I know X is cut track. So obviously you see there are 2 reds, which means there are 2 blockers currently off track for Devon. One has just returned. But Biohazard takes a lead jammer there for Nottingham, and with the star, I believe that's Whippity Split, sorry. With the star for Nottingham, yes, it's now shown on the screen. Biohazard's lead and 4 points on the board. Whippity Split now out of the pack. We're actually picking up a bit of ground there.
That was a big hit from Kimmy Crusher on the Nottingham jammer, and we are just being called for injury. So we'll just make sure the medics are there, and we'll make sure everybody's okay.
Also, medics come to us from Saltney Events Medical. I was thinking at half time we haven't given a shout out for medics, and we hadn't seen them in the first half.
And Lord knows we cannot play roller derby without medics. So it is a full contact sport, but we're in an official timeout while that's being resolved. So yes, as I was saying, some of the Devon skaters are actually skating later today in the Kings of Block and Roll, because that is an open to all gender policy.
Oh wow.
So I know Escate, for example, is one of them, and absolutely loves playing different, because the 2 sort of different charters have 2 different sort of styles of playing. I tend to describe MRDA play as a bit smashy.
Yes, as an agent of chaos, I quite enjoy MRDA. Obviously, the down skater is back up and well again, so we
should be getting underway.
So just to update you, with 9 minutes left in the other game, it is 168 to Cambridge, 79 to 7 Roller Torrent.
That's a decisive gap, and I think I think with those sort of minutes left, I think it'll be very hard for 7 Roller Torrent to come in and take that game.
But never say never.
Never say never.
I mean, we can give commentator curse so they have a really exciting game.
We are getting underway again, so the action should come back on track.
So it's Allosaurus Rex up against Rudd for Devon and Nottingham, respectively. I quite like this angle, actually.
Oh, so it's a change. So this is our game. It's a different angle.
Oh yeah.
I thought we were watching the other game for a moment.
Anyway, Rudd takes lead jammer there for Nottingham. They are out of the pack. Star pass being completed. Now we have Smooks with the star for Devon.
That was stylish. That was, you can't touch me. I'm too fast and too agile.
So much sass in that backwards skating. That's why we learn backwards skating in minimum skills. The foot just goes off, tries to dip around the outside. Oh, is that...
Yep, so that was the second star pass to Snooks this game. And that forces the call off. So 4 points for Nottingham in that jam, taking them to 161. Oh, no. There's...
What is it?
It was a discussion between the jammer and the jam ref around the number of points.
Oh, I see.
So it was 8 points to Nottingham. It was a second pass, taking them to 165. Devon on 110, and even my maths will tell you that's 55 points between the 2 teams. We have 16 minutes left, but we have an official review.
So Rudd seemed a bit confused, but the jam was over at that point. She seemed to be in discussion with the...
Oh, and there's also some loose tape on the track, so there'll be some track repair going on in this official review. We will hope to keep you informed. So our wonderful house team are doing a good job. So while we're in this official review, reminder, the prize for today in this game is a place in the semi-final for the Tier 3 playoffs. And they will be playing probably Cambridge Rollerbillies at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Another early start.
Another early start. And, you know, that's the semi-final. And then they'll be guaranteed another game because they'll either go into the bronze match or the gold match. However, whoever loses this game... Time to have a shower, go and browse the merch stalls, maybe have some cake, because you get to enjoy playoffs. And, you know, if you are watching this today, you can come down and watch it later if you're close to Fenton Manor, or come tomorrow. This is the celebration of UK Roller Derby, and, you know, the huge amount of teams that have played through Five Nations this year and have succeeded in getting to playoffs. You know, it's 3 to 4 months of playing and travelling, plus all the training before and in between. So these teams have worked really hard to get here. So if you have the chance to come and see it in person, tickets are available on the door, or keep sitting watching the stream, because we are here with you all weekend on both tracks. You'll be sick of the sight of us by the end of it.
I mean, we've got a veritable smorgasbord of roller derbies. It's not just the tier 3. So we've also got Tier 2 later on today. We've got MRDA. Yep. We've got a junior roller derby tomorrow.
First ever junior playoffs games.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes. And they will make you just feel like you're about 80 years old and you can't skate.
I already feel like that. Anyways, Mac up against Casey Crusham for Nottingham Roll Derby, and Devon respectively. Mac just coming up against Kimmy Crusher there, but nudges their way through.
And the Devon defence went in, but didn't fully commit, which meant Mac could get through and score the points. But 55 points for Nottingham in this half, but 42 from Devon. That's that momentum we've seen from Devon. But Mac is destroying all of that.
And Mac also has a power jam now as Casey Crusham is in the box.
For a cut track penalty, that's what X is.
So Mac has been actually quite deadly on the power jam. So Devon have been quite good at keeping the power jam scores low when Mac's not been on track. But I say that, but they're doing quite a good job of holding Mac back at the back of the track.
That was great one-on-one blocking from the Devon pivot.
So Mac's still actually not having picked up any points on this power jam.
But the pack has moved half of the track and is picking up points every time they try to get through the pack. So, and there we go. We've just changed camera angle.
So Casey Crusham did return to track there, and Mac has called the jam. 7 points. So
117 now playing 110. So we've got 14 and a bit minutes left in this game. Time for Devon to try and change things up.
Yeah, so it's 62-point differential with a quarter of a game left to go. It is starting to get away from them.
A little bit,
but still it's doable.
But we've seen that before in the first half and at the start of the second. Devon learning how to mess with Nottingham and do it.
Yeah, and that's how you respond to us, Alcatraz taking the lead jammer there. But Biohazard is out of the pack, so...
But half a lap behind, so this is a chance for Devon to get the 4.
But Devon also have 2 blockers in the box, so they will be starting this next jam with 2 in the box.
So interestingly, sometimes you see teams play jams long to free the box. Devon did not do that. They also did not pick up the full 4. So they obviously thought that Nottingham are too big of a threat and that it's too close at this moment. So 3 points for Devon on 113, 172 for Nottingham. So it's still close.
There's a lot of calculations have to go through the mind of a bench coach. Do I run this? Do I just take the hit and hope that my 2 blockers can hold back Rudd for long enough to let my whippity slip get out. Whippity slip. But both jammers out neck and neck, so I believe it's Rudd that
Yes. And interestingly, Nottingham didn't even want to run the clock down because the Devon blockers were standing. So it was in their interest, if they're not in the lead, call the jam, get a new setup, while they still have 2 blockers in the box, because Nottingham have a better chance of lead. Very smart.
Yeah, very intelligent, and they're sending Mac out. So
surprise, surprise.
If there's anyone you want to jam against just 2 blockers, it is Mac. So, and again, I can't believe, like, considering how well Mac has done as a jammer, they didn't start the game as a jammer. So.
Well, sometimes, you don't know who, as a bench manager, you don't know who's going to get through. Because interestingly, and it is a cut track penalty for Anasaurus Rex. So, Nottingham, who have Natastrophe listed as the jammer.
It's definitely Mac. It's 1-2-1 is
definitely Mac, yeah.
But, we'll let Natastrophe have a share of the official points. I believe
the glory. Share the glory.
Next weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yes, one of Nottingham's fun facts is there are 4 couples within their league.
Yeah.
One of which is Natastrophe and their bench coach, who is Jimmy Lasagna, and they get married next weekend. And apparently, we are assured that they definitely chose a date around playoffs.
So Nottingham using 3 jammer rotation, now showing it is indeed Mac.
So Mac considered calling the jam there, but decided against it. As Anasaurus Rex is back on track. Mac racking up 8 points without reply so far for Nottingham.
But that was a wonderful piece of footwork from Anasaurus Rex on the inside. Little hop and a skip. But knew where the line was, gets out, forces the call off.
And Anasaurus Rex has done some really good jamming today.
Yeah.
It's just, unfortunately, the Nottingham jams are slightly better. There's a lot of noise coming from track 1, so I assume that game has finished.
No, it's about to finish. 12 points for Nottingham in that jam. Opening the lead out now, it is now 71 points. Starting to be a very big gap for Devon to try and close at this stage.
Yeah, but they've sent out Casey Crushing, their top scorer so far, to try and eat into that Nottingham lead. But Biohazard is out there for Nottingham. But Casey Crushing has lead for Devon. They need a comeback and they need it fast, and this is the best way to go about it. But Biohazard is out of the pack, just pushing our way past Dizzy there. Nottingham Wall just trying to send the jammer either side.
Oh, that was beautiful offense from the Devon pivot. And the offense is so difficult to time accurately, but again, they're doing a fantastic job. That was offense goals.
Oh, beautiful stuff with Casey. Who's Nottingham jammer?
So it's
Biohazard, sorry. Biohazard picked up 4 points there whilst that was all going on.
So Devon also picking up 4 points. 188 playing 117. We've got less than 10 minutes left in this game.
So Salcatraz now with the star for Devon. Got lead jammer last time out. Yes, lead jammer
this
again.
time, yeah.
And it's Rudd for Nottingham. Rudd's also had a really, really good game for Nottingham.
And there was a typo on the roster, so it is Salcatraz, not Salcatrax as listed.
Yeah, I nearly said something along the lines of Skeletrix there, just looking at my form. Star stash there for Rudd, and they are out.
But Salcatraz, almost, I was like, completing that scoring pass, and they get hit out at the last second.
Crash call with the shoulder check to the outside there, the Nottingham captain.
So that's the jam come to an end. 2 points for Devon, 1 for Nottingham in that jam. And in these first 17 jams, 10 leads for Nottingham, 7 for Devon. So that's
Nottingham are starting to pull away now.
Nottingham are starting to pull away. Although Devon have just closed that gap by 1 point, it is still 70 points between the two teams.
Quite consistent with the first half, where Nottingham had 12 leads to Devon's
8.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, we have both jammers out of a packet at the same time, but it is the Devon jammer which is whippity split.
But also we have quite a full penalty box. It'll be interesting to see Devon's take on this. They are clearing they're clearing the penalty box because they're playing this long. Both teams completing that scoring pass. But I'm interested to see the two Nottingham blockers so split apart as the jammers enter the pack.
So I believe that's Mac has actually not got lead jammer 2 jams in a row.
Oh, it's the first time.
Oh, I thought they didn't get lead earlier on. Sorry. I could be wrong. I bow to the superior eyes of our producer.
But we have an empty penalty box, so both teams will be happy with that. 8 points each in that jam. So 197, 127, 7.5 minutes left.
70-point difference. So they just need to outscore by 10 points every minute. That's doable.
Doable.
Yeah.
Doable. Yeah.
I mean, mathematically it's doable. Physically, maybe not
again,
so much.
you know, in the last few jams, it feels like Devon are back in the game.
Oh yeah. So, and it's Anasaurus Rex now on against Biohazard. Biohazard, one of the more successful jammers for Nottingham. So, not who you really want to come up against. But especially as Anasaurus Rex goes for a sit down in the penalty box, so it's a power jam to Nottingham, and they also have lead.
But we have a cut trap penalty on Anasaurus Rex, so it is power jam to Nottingham. You just said that, didn't you?
I did.
Yes,
well, I can say
apologies.
Bit, but oh, lovely one-footed glide just to stay in bounds there by Biohazard, pushing a past with double century points. I believe that's our first double century of the day, but I've just looked over and Rollerbillies have 204.
So that's the second jam in a row that 128 from Anasaurus has actually been in the penalty box.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Yeah. And again, it's the story of jammer penalties defining Devon's game.
Yes. So, as I say, I would go so far as to say that Devon's blockers have actually been better than Nottingham's blockers.
I'd agree with that.
But Nottingham's jammers have just been
staying on track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I was to pick best jammer for Nottingham, well, it would be Matt.
Well, we all know that.
If I had to pick second best jammer, I don't know whether I would choose Rudd, whether I'd choose Biohazard.
Because they're all really good. You know,
exactly.
Yeah. But I think the story of this game is unfortunately Devon's jammer penalties.
So, yeah.
But that's something you can practice and train on. You know, and I imagine that they will watch this footage in detail. Hi, Devon. After they get back from playoffs.
Yeah, and it is hard work being a jammer.
Yeah.
And you have less than a second to react to things. Your foot steps out sometimes. You just catch someone in the spine. It happens.
So we've just lost overlay for a moment. An update: 15 points for Nottingham in that jam takes them to over 200, 212. Devon now sits on 127, and we have 5 minutes and 6 seconds left in this game. We're in a bit of an official timeout, so we're just having a bit of a ref huddle, and we're back. And thank you for staying with us. All these technical things. It was Cambridge who won the game. So Nottingham, at this stage, I think, are likely to win this game. And so it will be Nottingham-Cambridge for the semi-final places tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock on track 1, I believe.
I believe that's right, yeah.
Be there nice and early with us with a nice cup of tea or a coffee or, whatever else a beverage you prefer in the morning.
So, say, like Nottingham, Rollerbillies have been a bit of a staple at playoffs in recent years. My first ever playoffs, I NSO'd all 3 of their games. 3 games in one day they played to get to a final of, I believe it was Tier 3 against the Birmingham Blitzstains.
So interestingly, it was Severn Roller Torrent's first playoffs since COVID, because last year they were in Tier 4, really? And there's no playoffs, it's automatic promotion. And it is an official... So that is Devon calling for a cut on the Notts jammer, and the rest decided that no call stands. So Devon lose their official review. So thank you for that update from our house team and our producer. So that was the official review, and I think we're just in an official timeout while they finish all of the shenanigans associated with that official review.
Many shenanigans. So.
Yeah. So Tier 4 is automatic promotion, so that's why you're not seeing any Tier 4 teams here over the weekend. And just think, in a few months we get to start it all again.
Oh, I can't wait. And we have a World Cup next year as well.
I know. We're very excited about the World Cup, and we hope to see you in Innsbruck, Austria. And in case you did not know, we are both in Welsh, so we will be absolutely behind Tim Cymru.
Ja, absolutely. Dwi'n siarad tipyn bach Cymraeg. Und ein bisschen Deutsch auch. So yeah, in Österreich, yeah.
So Welsh and German just to show off?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm equally awful in both languages. I speak German, but the Austrian accent really messes with my brain.
Well, plenty of time to practice, but before then we have got another season of Five Nations. I believe that they're trying to pull it a bit earlier this year so that it's clear before the World Cup. So I think they're looking at hoping to start games in January.
That would make sense.
Teams are going to go home after this, and I think both teams watching this will have things they want to go away and work on, and then it will be getting training ready for next year. So it looks as though at this stage, with 5 minutes to go, Devon will be staying in Tier 3, but Nottingham will be going into Tier 2. There are Tier 2 games later today. We have got Newcastle versus Sheffield Steel. And we've got Rebellion versus Hallam. So they go straight into the semi-finals because there's less regions.
So we could potentially have an all-Sheffield final, couldn't we?
Could potentially have an all-Sheffield final. So those games are later today, so stay with us all day, or if you're watching these on YouTube, just block out a whole weekend and pretend you were at playoffs.
Yeah. So it looks like we're just about ready to get underway again, and it is Casey Cusham with the star for Devon, and they will be up against Rudd for Nottingham. So nice clear penalty box. So though there is a referee over by the Devon bench at the moment talking to someone, so is that a jammer making some sort of movement? Will we have a power jam start to Nottingham? Just trying to read some body language here at the moment.
Okay, yes. So some other interesting facts from Nottingham. So they're one of the only teams who can say rain stopped play this year for an indoor sport. So a leaking roof in Oxford meant their game against London had to be cancelled. And it says here, a ridiculous amount of jammers. That's the quote from Nottingham. Half our roster of players who could jam a full game. And 7 of the skaters from Nottingham have not been to playoffs before.
Oh, wow. Well, this is a nice introduction for them. So it wasn't the Devon jammer that was sent to the penalty box, but there is a Devon blocker now currently in the penalty box.
And we've, I think that's all now been resolved. You can see they've had the tournament head officials over, so this has been a kerfuffle. It's an official phrase.
So we are now ready to get underway. There are 4 Nottingham blockers on track, 3 Devon. It's Casey Cusham up against Rudd. So it's Anasaurus Rex is sat down in the penalty box. But Casey Cusham takes the lead jammer there for Devon. Less than 5 minutes left in the period, in the game. So it's playing for pride now, really, isn't it? Pride, points.
Well, I mean, things like flat track stats rankings also matter. So points differentials do matter, because when you're trying to play other teams and set up games for the off season, they'll look at your ranking. So there is still all to play for in this game.
Yes, I believe Nottingham still slightly ahead of what flat track stats did predict for this game. So. But the teams are quite closely matched on flat track stats, which is what we've seen on track, apart from jammer penalties. And I know I keep saying it, but it's had a devastating effect on Devon's ability to score. Yes, but I believe they are still quite neck and neck in terms of leads.
Leads, and I mean, Nottingham have had the edge, and as you say, I think Devon's defence has been better, but you've got to be able to score.
I mean, yeah, Nottingham have had the edge, but the points differential is greater than Nottingham's edge would suggest.
Yeah.
So, and that is Mack there with lead jammer once again today for Nottingham, and Alcatraz out the boxer.
Yeah, so there's been 4 jams with power jams to Nottingham this half alone, and there was 6, I think, in the first half.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
It's quite consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency is key. That is the jam call there. 4 points to 0 to Nottingham to cancel out the 4-0 jam to Devon. It's just, we'll hit you, you'll hit us back. Look, we got Pucker up with the star for the first time today for Nottingham.
That is the first time we've seen them on the jam line, because they've had that 3-jammer rotation, which they switched up to add Mack in. So, but we've got 3 minutes to go. You've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, jammer cameo, and it is a whippity split, and the cameo appearance results in lead jammer there for Pucker up. That's blocky. I was going to say skip. No, I don't think I've seen Skate Bush in the second half. Must be have switched with.
Must have been distracted. Yeah.
I was going to say I thought blocky with Skate Bush hair because of the red hair, but slightly less of it than Skate Bush has. But yes, looks we have Whitney split with the star in hand. We've dropped the star, but have picked it back up. Natastrophe recycling to the back there.
See, and again, Helen Black there could have pushed 19 further into the inside to close that off, but didn't. So if you don't close down over the line, the jammer will get round you.
That was a little half attempt at an apex jump there. I appreciate that from...
But Nottingham firmly in control of this game now, 226 points. They picked up 10 in that last jam. Devon on 131, so almost 100 points between the two teams. 95 points between the two teams.
95 points, less than 2 minutes in period clock.
And it's
doable. It will require a world record, but it's doable.
I once called a 49-point jam.
Really?
Really,
wow.
Yeah.
49-0 or just between everyone?
49-0, but it was back when there were jammer lap points.
Oh, okay.
The equivalent now would, I think, be sort of about 35.
Oh, okay, so that's
40,
Rudd.
something like that. 40 points, yeah. So
taking lead jammer there. So, yeah, potentially the last jam of the day.
Don't say that.
I want to curse it so there's many more jams. But Whippity split, and it's a power jam to Nottingham. Whippity split off for Whippity split are back on track now.
Oh, beautiful little block and a great recycle from Betty Malsesia. It's not the first time we've seen that amazing, just little tap that's devastating from Betty.
Little tap and you will find yourself on your backside.
Yeah.
Says Whippity split. Now completing our initial pass.
And Nottingham did call the jam, yeah. But it's 1 point for Devon, but 8 for Nottingham in that jam. So
do we have time for one more jam?
No, we don't, unless there is an official timeout. A team timeout. But I imagine both teams, there's nothing to be gained by doing that. You're just dragging out the... and Nottingham have now got a game tomorrow to prepare for.
They do.
So that's it. That is the game. So 234 to Nottingham, 132 to Devon. So that sees Nottingham go through to the Tier 3 semi-final and Devon go to the showers.
Unfortunately, a long trip home for Devon now, unless they decide to stay for tomorrow anyway. They'll probably pay for the hotels.
And so we have 3 more games on this track today for you. So stay put if you're watching this live, but we are going to have a quick break. The next game is due at about 11:30, so about 20 minutes.
It's Oxford against Dublin, isn't it?
It is Oxford against Dublin, so that is Tier 3 West quarter-final. And No, tier 3, sorry, not West. There's a W on my schedule.
It's the fourth quarter-final.
Yes, and so that will wrap up the quarterfinals for tier 3. So as we said, Cambridge won the first one. It's Cambridge versus Nottingham, 9 o'clock tomorrow. I've been Dawn Mistress.
I've been Liam Needson.
And we've had Cherry Mike Dropyer to help us produce. See you later.
Thank you very much.